guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, this is a crazy one out of my home state of Florida. A suspect tried to use soda to wash away her DNA when she was already at the police station. It is crazy.
This Daytona Beach woman is accused of dousing herself with soda in an effort to wash away DNA. That DNA, her roommate's blood. Police say she killed him inside their home. Fox 35's Marie Edinger is live at Daytona Beach Police Headquarters tonight. So Marie, you spoke with neighbors. What did they say?
The neighbors told me they are still trying to figure out why this happened. Police think they've figured out who did it, but I do want to mention that woman's lawyer is now saying she is not competent to stand trial. Daytona Beach police say they found 79-year-old Michael Sarasoli dead upstairs in a burnt room with blunt force trauma to his head and multiple stab wounds. Evidence on scene led police to Sarasoli's roommate, Nicole Max. Police say when they found her, she was covered in blood, had weapons on hand, and didn't keep her story straight at all. When officers said they'd be connecting DNA evidence, they said Max asked for a drink, so they gave her a soda, which she poured on herself in an effort to get rid of the DNA. At first, Max pleaded not guilty to her roommate's murder, but now her lawyers are arguing she can't aid in her defense and isn't mentally competent to stand trial.
Yeah, I don't think she's all there, you know? Yeah, and I don't think that soda is going to mask the DNA. Nice try, but I don't think it's going to work. To go through a little more details on the case, she was suspected of killing her 79-year-old roommate. And like they stated, when she got to the police station, she poured the soda on herself after they told her that, hey, we're going to do a DNA test. And of course, she thought that was going to mask this blood. Okay. Her DNA was later found on the handle of a bloody knife, which was found lying next to the victim's body at the Daytona Beach home that they shared. Her name is Nicole Max. She's 35 years old, and she was booked into the Volusia County Jail back on August 5th on charges of first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and resisting arrest with violence. Now, they say during the early morning hours of July 1st, a Daytona Beach police officer was flagged down by a citizen regarding a fire at the home in the 600th block of Clark Street. When firefighters arrived on the scene, they extinguished the fire and found a man lying on the floor dead. He had blunt force trauma to the back of his head and multiple stab wounds to his torso, according to the affidavit. They later identified him as 79-year-old Michael Sarasoli, per the probable cause affidavit. Inside of the home, police found the bloody knife in the victim's bedroom near his body. There was also blood found on the wall next to Max's bedroom closet, so it was also in her room. An agency-wide bulletin was put out for her as a possible person of interest in the case. Around 3:30 a.m., an officer found her at a Crystal's restaurant on North Ridgewood Avenue in Holly Hill. She had no shoes on and had blood on the side of her leg, per the affidavit. A portion of the shirt she was wearing had been torn or cut off, and that portion had blood on it, per officers. And when police officers approached her, she dropped a knife and a hammer she was carrying, so she had other weapons on her as well. And then she changed her story multiple times, according to investigators. And she also denied, knowing the victim and said she was homeless. She denied carrying the knife and the hammer. And then she later changed her story again and said, hey, yeah, I am his roommate. But she denied seeing him on the day that he was killed. And then in regards to the knife and hammer, well, she claimed that she often carried those sort of items, that it wasn't unusual for her to carry them. So, okay. And then when the officers asked about the fire, she became agitated. She then refused to speak and requested a lawyer. And then while they were escorting Max to the patrol car, detectives informed her that they would be collecting her DNA. It was then at that point that she asked police for a drink. That's when they gave her a Diet Mountain Dew. The officer said she began to procrastinate while drinking the soda, and when a detective tried to grab the soda can from her, police said she doused herself with it, pouring it all over her body and hair in an attempt to interfere with possible evidence on her body. She then began pulling and kicking officers as they tried to secure her inside of the vehicle. On July 28th, the detective received the DNA test results back from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the FDLE, for the knife found next to the victim. They found the DNA of the victim on the knife's blade, while Max's DNA was located on the handle of the knife, per the report. Her plea was entered as not guilty on all charges last week, according to court records. On Sunday, Max's attorney requested that a doctor examine her to determine her mental competence to stand trial. And of course, she's still being held in the Volusia County Jail. So yeah, I would say her mental stability is a little bit in question. We don't know much about her history at this point, but normal people don't try to pour soda on themselves to hide DNA. All right, so anyway, let me know what you guys think of this one. It's a crazy one, and it's really sad that she, for whatever reason, she lashed out at this elderly roommate that she had, 79 years old, and she killed him, and then looks like set the house on fire, trying to cover up the crime. And then, of course, she fled and eventually was caught. So that's all I've got for this one. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.